Welcome to my video program. I'm Steve Kern, and I have a website. It's www.operationtruthok.com. I hope you'll tune into it and read some of my blogs there, and look at some of my books and things that I have on Amazon. I just want to share with you quickly about one of the major evidences that the Earth is young, or the universe is young. And that evidence is rooted and grounded in carbon-14. Carbon-14 is they use for radiometric dating, but they only use it to date recent kinds of things that die. What happens is the carbon-14 is in a person's body, all the different parts of their body, bones and everything. When that person dies, well, that carbon-14 begins to disintegrate. It has a half-life of 5,730 years. That means every 5,730 years, there's half as much carbon-14 left in the bone, in the body of the deceased animal or person. And so that means then you can't use it to try to determine dates for long periods of time, because it doesn't last that long. It's supposed to be all gone by 100,000 years at the most, probably less than that. But anyway, here's the point. Institute and Creation Research. You can go there and read about it in icr.org. And Answers in Genesis, they also have articles about it as well. That carbon-14 should be gone out of dinosaur bones that are supposed to be 65 million to 70 million years old. Diamonds are supposed to be the oldest kind of mineral there is, and coal and all these things are supposed to be millions and billions of years in the making. And yet, the Institute of Creation Research has done through their rate program, their rate studies, they have discovered that dinosaur bones, diamonds, all these different kinds of things, coal, things that are supposed to be very old, still have carbon-14 in them. And there's enough carbon-14 in them to indicate that they're really not that old. And if you have an adjustment to, say, the pre-flood environment, where there would have been the canopy that basically determined how much C14 would be developed in our atmosphere, the change that it would make there would suggest that the amount of C14 that they're finding in these different in these dinosaurs, diamonds, and coal and everything, that they can only be about no more than about 6,000 years old, which means then that those things, it doesn't take a long time for them to develop, and that they actually lived recently and died very recently. And of course, that's what the Bible tells us, that God created all the animals. Everything was created on 6 days, and the chronology of the Bible from Genesis 1 through the Old Testament is only about 6,000 years. So anyway, you would expect to find C14, if that's true, in things that have died, and in coal and other different kinds of elements and things that we find in the ground. So, and one other thing, let me say, is that in crystal zircons, they're very hard, but yet they have helium in them. Well, if they're as old as they're supposed to be, that helium should be almost all gone. And that was another thing that the rate study found is that there's all kinds of helium that's still left in those zircons, suggesting that they haven't been in existence for millions of years, but only for a few thousand years. So these are just a few things that are very strong evidence to suggest and show that that really the Earth and the universe is really not all that old. And of course, that is what you would expect to find if the Bible is true. And one of my favorite sayings is, just believe God's word. And the reason why I say that is because the more we study science, the more we study all these different kinds of things that we can look at to determine the age of the earth, we're finding more and more evidence that it's all very young. I mean, soft tissue and dinosaurs and things like that. It all suggests that it's all very young. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you'll look into my blog there, www.operationtruthok.com. And thanks for tuning in. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel and that you'll get other people to listen. Now, you're going to have to forgive me because I'm not real used to making these kind of videos, and I'm trying to look like I'm a little bit more approachable and happy than sometimes I look. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you'll tune in again and have some other folks tune in as well. Thanks.